How many of you all have your Easter decorations still up? And you're not alone, let me tell you. I have been waiting to get this decluttered and changed up. Have not, but today we are going to change and transform this area to create a nautical look, going from Easter spring to a much more fun coastal nautical vibe. So for the first portion of this video, we are just going to clean out the area, the surface, clear it up with all the items that are on it. There will be a few items that I still use and incorporate, but for the most part, most of it is going to be changed and updated. So stay tuned for the whole transformation. Totally recommend this wood cleaner. I will make sure to have the description down below, but it's my go-to whenever I'm cleaning any sort of surface that has wood. Also, if you're interested in where we purchase these shoe stands or shoe little closet areas, I don't know what you want to call it, they're from Wayfair. I'll make sure to link those below too. Now we cleared out the surface of the shoe stand, we are going to put in our first decoration, or well, I guess prior to the decoration, it's like a overlay fishnet. And this was purchased from Amazon. I'm going to use this for my table runner. And make sure you have a scissor because you're going to cut it. And if you have two shoe stand areas like I do, definitely want to cut it because they have their own lengths going on. You open it up from the packet, you can see that it's very skinny, and if you want to use it for a different item, just like I'm doing, you can definitely cut it, and I recommend cutting it while it's still in its skinny form. Makes it so much easier. And then you're going to want to play it with your fingers and kind of untangle the whole fishnets to make it more wide and play around with it. That's probably what took the longest time, just to kind of play around with this. And I just love the coastal nautical vibe that it provided for this little front area. Really did help with a transformation and combining that theme and putting it all together. This little fella was purchased from At Home. If you're a subscriber, you might have seen my last video, which was on a whole at-home adventure shop with me. And a lot of the items that I'm using today is from that shop with me adventure. This lantern is so pretty, and this is going to be placed and used again just to implement the seacoast vibe. We're gonna put some seashells in there. I can barely say seashell. It's a tongue twister for me, but we're gonna put those in. And really, you can play around with lanterns like that, sand, anything, starfish. You can really put a lot in those and make it work with your theme. I definitely wanted to keep this cross. It also goes well with the color theme and scheme for this area because we're going to use a lot of neutrals, blues, things like that in terms of colors for the front entryway. I felt like it needed to be elevated, so I used this cake stand. It's just a clear, simple cake stand, and put that on top. However, I was confused on whether or not to keep it this way. You'll see another item that I have for this area that I might change. And then these I thought were going to be really cool, but then as I played around with it, I decided to go with my other candles. And in my next video, I'll show you how I DIY'd these because I have another plan for these. These are gonna go in the dining room area. So make sure you are subscribed so you can see where they are incorporated and get a full-on nautical coastal view overlay of everything that I've done and incorporated. These are from our Etsy shop. I will make sure to have the link for our shop down below, but it would be great if you could support our small little business. We just recently got into the Etsy world, and it is a competitive market out there. So any love and support you can give us, we will surely take. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is a special photo, not photo, but photo frame from Vanuatu. And the funny thing is, this is like a generic family photo, and we have to change it. But I'm gonna put this in for now, and then I'm gonna update it later on. But I think it goes with the sea vibe, everything going on. So we're gonna implement it here. The thing I love about our tier tray decoration is that it can really go anywhere. It doesn't have to be a tier tray itself, but you can put it in different places around your house. So I have done that multiple times and definitely encourage you all to do the same. I wasn't too fond of the other candle stands, the DIYs, because I think I have a better place for them in my dining room, and so I'm going to use these candles that I purchased from Big Lots instead in replacement. So I'm kind of confused on whether to leave that sailboat on the stand or flip it. So let's just see how it looks with this elevated more while the sailboat is kind of on the ground, and maybe implementing some pebbles and stones, blue stones. So we're just playing around with it at this point and seeing what looks good. So fingers crossed, you all. Hope it all looks nice at the end. I also really like this. It's like from Dollar Tree, like literally. But where to put it? Like, I just think it looks good here. We are going to do a quick DIY just to be budget friendly. You know the sandy colored vase that I had up front? I don't want to put the flowers, so what we're going to do is we just got some branches from outside of our home, and we're going to paint it this Caribbean blue paint. When you do this, you want to focus on the top of the stems more so than on the bottom, because the bottom is going to be slightly covered up. Here's how they look. Don't they look like the coral reefs? I just love this color. It just gives it such a nice pop with all the beige going on. It implements and just goes so nicely. So you want to be careful and just kind of put it stem by stem into the vase you're going to use. Now we are using the array of seashells that we purchased from At Home the other day, and I wish you can see the color, but it was a little too bright because I put the window open and it was shining a little too bright, so you can't see the color and how beautiful it is, but a close-up of it towards the end, you'll be able to actually see how it all looks. I feel like a fairy godmother, just kind of dusting and playing around with this, really putting it wherever your eye feels necessary. The best way to do it is put it in clusters, and if you put it in clusters, it doesn't look like it's all over the place. It looks like you're being mindful in placement, where you're putting your seashells and your sand pieces, rocks, whatever you decide to choose as fillers. The coastal rocks that you see me using are from Dollar Tree, but I actually did purchase very similar ones from Amazon. However, I felt like even for the price, the quality wasn't as great as even Dollar Tree. In terms of bang for your buck, I think Dollar Tree was the way to go, because it not only gave me plenty of rocks to play around with, but also the color was beautiful. It was bigger, and that's exactly what I was looking for. So I think in the end of the day, I would probably get the Dollar Tree rocks again. It's better value for your money. I moved the welcome sign to the table with the vase, and for the vase I wanted to add a little bit more nautical themed, so I also just used some nautical ropes that I had at home to kind of give a more of a dimension to the vase. So then I took a scissor, cut what I needed from the rope, and put it on the vase. Here's a glimpse of it, but we aren't done yet. There's still few things that I want to do before calling this finished. Adding our last minute touches, putting some seashells in our lantern like we talked about, and I am loving how it looks. We're also going to be placing some rocks, the stones, and that's going to give it a pop of color so it's not so beige. And you really could play with lanterns. That's why I love having lanterns for seasonal decorations, because you can make it very versatile and use it for whatever theme you're going for. And doesn't this color just add like a beautiful pop to it? I am loving how this looks, you guys. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts on this. Finally, giving you guys a full overview of everything. Hope you enjoy, and please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you, my friends. God bless. Love you. Hope you like the final outcome. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you can be a part of the next video. We're gonna go with the same theme, except we're doing it in our living room area and dining room area and implementing this whole nautical theme there.